When her little brother begins seeing the same shadowy figure that tormented her own childhood, Rebecca is forced to confront a supernatural entity connected to their troubled mother. What begins as a domestic drama quickly escalates into a fight for survival against a creature that only exists in the dark. Rebecca serves as the emotional anchor of the story, a young woman estranged from her family yet compelled to return when the threat becomes impossible to ignore. Teresa Palmer plays her with a convincing blend of resilience, trauma, and protectiveness, giving the film a grounded emotional core. Diana, the malevolent shadow being, is a clever horror antagonist, visually simple, narratively tied to the family's past, and frightening precisely because she thrives in the one element nobody can avoid: darkness. While her backstory adds psychological depth, it occasionally veers into explained too much territory. The plot is tight, moving efficiently from setup to chilling payoffs with very little fat. The script smartly links the haunting to mental illness and family dysfunction, though at times it strains credibility. Certain characters make implausible decisions, especially considering how clearly dangerous Diana is. I'm specifically talking about the scene where the power goes out, and Rebecca decides to go check the mains while leaving her brother alone. This is a foolish decision when you have a being that can only attack in complete darkness. Still, the pacing keeps viewers engaged, and the themes elevated above standard jump scare fare. Teresa Palmer delivers one of her strongest genre performances, balancing fear with fierce determination. Gabriel Bateman is effective as the terrified but brave younger brother, and Maria Bello brings tragic vulnerability to the mother's role. The cast's commitment helps sell moments that might otherwise feel far-fetched. The dialogue is more than serviceable, occasionally stiff, occasionally heartfelt, but mostly functional. It won't win awards for elegance, but it does more than enough to flesh out the family dynamics and emotional stakes. Lights Out shines when it comes to the horror and scare aspects. The film wrings maximal terror from darkness itself, using light sources, flashlights, candles, and neon signs as weapons. The sound design and timing of the scares are excellent, with several sequences, especially the warehouse scene and the climax, delivering genuine tension. The warehouse scene happens within the first 7 minutes and is masterfully done. The limitation of Diana is clear to see without needing anyone to explain how she works. This is a perfect example of show don't tell. Far too many films nowadays explain too much of the antagonist's ability. But a few moments require suspension of disbelief, such as characters leisurely exploring darkened spaces when they should be sprinting toward the nearest floodlight. Diana's physical capabilities also fluctuate depending on what the scene needs, which can briefly pull the viewer out of the experience. So what's our final verdict? Lights Out is a lean, effective horror film with strong performances, especially from Teresa Palmer, and an inventive central threat. While certain scenes test logic and the exposition can feel heavy-handed, apart from the limits of Diana, the film delivers memorable scares and an emotionally resonant family story. This is a must-watch for fans of modern supernatural horror. This is one of my favorite horror films of the modern era. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.